you know me, I hate losing. So with art, it's no like winning and losing. It's just like, what do you think is kind of creative? So for me, it was like a good like balance. I did those two courts, and the very next court I did was LeBron James court, and that literally like changed my life because that took me from being like a basketball player, a basketball coach, to people started looking at me as an artist. Like I remember my college coach telling me, no matter what you do for the rest of your life, you're gonna be a part of a team. Whether it's content, whether it's being a coach, whether it's being a family member, like no matter what you do, is gonna be a part of a team. Basketball has been like the one thing that's been consistent every chapter of my life. My mom would, I should be like, yo, I'm done. She'd be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't saying you know a ticket. You better figure it out. So I couldn't quit. So I just kept going.
I appreciate all of you for taking the time to watch this video. I'd really appreciate if you could just hit that like, share, subscribe button, and comment if there's any videos that you want to see from the channel. How you feeling today, man?
A little bit tired, but I had a conversation earlier and I was like, man, like I can't believe sometimes some of these projects, I can't believe that we get these opportunities and we, get to call this work, if you want to call it work. For this is our job to be like kind of creative and get to travel all around the world and get to do these type of projects.
All right, for the viewers, I know you're my guy. This is my
Yeah.
guy, Shelton Hawkins. But for the people who've never heard of you, never seen your amazing work that you do, give me a little elevator pitch about who you are.
Yeah, man. First, I'm a father. I'm an artist, basketball coach. I love my community. So I try to mix it up a little bit. Try to do a little bit of everything. I still haven't found one thing that I love a little bit more than anything else. I just try to just do a little bit of everything really good. It's been working out. But at the core, I feel like I'm an artist, designer, kind of into content, creative, and just overall just a creative person.
Good, good, cool. A lot of people that I talk to, they have gifts,
Mm.
right? They always want to pursue something that they've always wanted to. And for you, I know your medium is paint. And
Right.
that's how you started off, right?
Yep.
So what was the one thing that made you start off even picking up that paintbrush at first and then really pursuing it as a career?
It's funny because my mom was in the military, and then my dad took me to go see my mom in Germany. But on the way over there, we stopped in Paris, and I got a chance to see the Mona Lisa. I was in the second grade, so I was like 7 or 8. So really, at a young age, I kind of got to see art, and then like the feeling from that. And then my dad was really like big, like not necessarily in the art, but like that was our moment for me and him to sit down at the kitchen table and draw. So this for me has always been a part of my life. And then when I got a little bit older and I started coaching, like you know me, I hate losing. So with art, it's no like winning and losing. It's just like, what do you think is kind of creative? So for me, it was like a good like balance. And the more I started doing it, the more I started looking forward to having the summers off to be able to do like the art instead of like the basketball stuff. So kind of transition.
So you talk about basketball a little bit. I see you at the 5-star on right now.
Yeah.
Where does basketball come in with the art? Where does your passion for basketball begin and how do you tie that in?
To me, basketball is the core of everything I do. Like I remember my college coach telling me, no matter what you do for the rest of your life, you're gonna be a part of a team. Whether it's content, whether it's being a coach, whether it's being a family member, like no matter what you do, is gonna be a part of a team. And I just think like it's just always been something that I naturally done. I started playing really early, like chasing my cousins and all those, my older brother and cousins, like really young, just wanting to be outside with them and never stop playing a game of basketball. Basketball has been like the one thing that's been consistent every chapter of my life.
And where do you think you found that like discipline to like stick with it through these years?
Man, that's a good question. I think like more so my mom been in the military and kind of have you was in the military, so kind of having that like structure base and like once you start doing something, then you can't like stop. It's been a many a times like I wanted to quit and my mom was like, "Nah, we're not doing that." Especially like when I was playing in college. College was kind of hard because in high school everybody's like, you're like the man.
Mhm.
You get to college, everybody's the man in a small town.
Where'd you
So
play at? Where did you play
I
at?
was at North Texas, played
Okay.
basketball in North Texas.
What
First
position? What position did you
point
play?
guard,
Okay.
yeah. First year it was, kind of struggle. First couple years kind of struggle until I actually kind of figured the game out and the pace of the game and stuff like that. My mom would I should be like, yo, I'm done. She'd be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't saying you know a ticket. You better figure it out. So I couldn't quit. So I just kept going.
So I know you for amazing projects. And as I was coming up in the creative game, a partner of mine, Tony Weed, brought me onto a project that you were steerheaded, and it was amazing to see that like somebody could take art
Yep.
and basketball and make a living out of it, right?
Right.
So what is some advice that you can give to somebody who's a creative, who has passions to help kind of go and proceed first pursue pursue those passions? I can edit this shit later.
Yeah, nah. I think you just gotta be like for me, I'm not afraid to fail at anything I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can call me tomorrow and be like, yo, Hawk, we about to start a lawn care business. I don't know how to cut grass.
Mm.
But if you tell me that, I'm gonna spend all night. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna go YouTube. I'm gonna do my best that I'm prepared and ready to do it. And the same thing kind of happened with doing the content. Like I never thought of myself as a content creator. Like I always like Spike Lee and I always like Gordon Parks. I was trying to figure out like what is the medium of like mixing those two up. And I think that's how I got here. Like I still don't know. I you are like know all the camera stuff. Like I do not know none of that. I don't know ISO, white balance, none of that. But I do understand when the shot is the right shot or what feels right or what the speed of the video is supposed to be like. So a lot of times people think that you have to know everything about that. Nah, you just gotta surround yourself with like people who know how to do dope stuff and you'll get those opportunities.
With all these opportunities that you've had,
Hmm.
and you've painted amazing courts,
Appreciate it.
what's been your favorite? I'm gonna like say your favorite. Give me your top 3 courts that you've done.
For me is I'm always gonna start at my very first one because my cousin died on that basketball court. It literally took me 10 years. I wrote a letter to the town of Easton for 10 years before they finally was like, I met a lady named Megan Cook who went on to be the mayor of Easton. I told her the idea. She was like, "Oh, this is amazing." She took that idea, went to the town of Easton. They was like, "Hey, we love this idea. We want you to do both courts in Easton." That one, and then I did those 2 courts. In the very next court I did was LeBron James court, and that literally like changed my life because that took me from being like a basketball player, a basketball coach to people started looking at me as an artist. So then, like once I could walk in those rooms and say, "Hey, I did LeBron James court. This is how much we got paid." It was easier for me to go. And then third, probably doing the court in Tokyo, just because I mean, for me, like Tokyo has always been a place I want to make those. Yeah, and like be able to spend a whole month there and be able to do a basketball court there was like crazy.
So it sounds like from going to do your hometown court that you've always wanted to do
Yep.
for your cuz, and then right after that, you go to right to LeBron James house. So like, how did you manage having that small town field and jumping up to a project that's this big with LeBron James?
And for me, like I don't want to say I was nervous, but I felt like nobody really knew. It was so early in the game that people didn't understand painting a basketball court, so it wasn't no high expectations. Like now, every time we do a basketball court, like I feel like people are actually looking at our basketball to make sure the game lines are right or make sure we using the right paint. Back then, we was using rolls.
You had it, if it is done,
Right,
it
we
was
was
done.
just figuring out, and like people thought it was cool. So I didn't know how big of a deal it was until like years later and be like, dang, we got you did like LeBron James, I promise school, his opening basketball court at his school. So that was dope.
Cool. So in the creative field, it's a lot of competition,
It
right?
is.
And for me, one of the things I champion is like community over competition, like reaching out to your peers and trying to build a community within. What is something that you can talk to other creatives about not looking at the competition and just staying in their lane and working?
First, I want to give you your credit because you do a good job. But like, I feel like you're younger than me, but I feel like you're like I come to you like you're older than me. It's like weird. I feel like because you had so much wisdom, and you like a lot of times with these people, people don't share like you'll give up the sauce and be like, I don't care because I know I'm gonna keep doing dope stuff. A lot of people feel like if they give up the sauce, and that's it. That's it. And for you, it's not like that. And so, I think like I literally treat content or anything I'm doing just like the game of basketball. Sometimes I get to be Jordan. Sometimes I get to be Pippen. Sometimes I gotta be Dennis Rodman. I gotta like do that part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, fill in the blank. So for me, I just try to like get in where I fit in. Try to surround myself with people who really know what it's supposed to look like and do that. And just I'm really good at relationships. That's like my strong. I'm a point guard naturally, so I know how to like talk to people. I know how to like make sure everybody's doing good. But
What's next for Sean Hawkins?
what's next? Man, I still feel like at some point I want to work at Nike or Jordan. Like it's been a childhood dream of mine. I don't know in what capacity. I mean, I worked on projects, but I literally want to be able to either design a shoe, work on a shoe campaign, or something like that. I still feel like that's like one of my main goals is just like being able to say like yo, I work at Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like really like getting to be able to do something like that.
Favorite shoe of all time?
Jordan 3, 1988. Me and my dad watched the slam dunk contest. My dad loved the Knicks. That moment kind of changed everything because he was like, man, I don't know, this Michael. And I was just looking at his shoes. That was the first time he wore the black elephant print. And I was like, literally, I got those shoes, went to school, and it was.
Do you still have a pair today?
Yeah, of course. I got a whole storage unit full of Knicks.
So, well, quick note about Shelton. Every time he does a new basketball court,
Yes,
he buys a fresh pair
every time.
of white shoes
Yep.
and just lets the paint be the canvas. The shoe is the canvas and just let it slop.
Yeah.
So like, let's talk about All-Star Weekend,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people want to just go, but you were able to help create content for amazing brands.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what some of your favorite highlights of that weekend.
And this is like crazy. For me, it was crazy seeing Will Smith just because I was like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's in LA. He had on Jordan 5s. If you watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he wore the Jordan 5s. So just like being in the same party or same area as Will Smith was crazy. Chance the Rapper. I mean, like the best highlight of my weekend is probably Nobody Famous. But my homeboy that's like super high up at Brand Jordan. Jordan had that like suite like above the everybody else. He calls me up there and it's like literally he's introducing me to everybody that makes decisions at Jordan. And like it's crazy because the way a person introduce you to other people is the way that people will look at you. If I just be like, yo, this is my homeboy, doo-doo-doo, nothing. But if I be like, yo, this is my homeboy, he's an amazing artist, he do this, and this, people are totally looking at you totally different. I seen those same people in that room the next day. They was giving me hugs. They was asking me how my day was going and everything. So that was super dope. Seeing Wemby up close was crazy. Seeing all the product, just seeing like all the shoes, like man, Nike really did a good job of like storytelling and bringing back some classics.
Now, I want to piggyback to earlier, we were talking about like work. For me, one of my frameworks has always been showing the process, right?
Yep.
Being able to show the work while you do the work.
Yep.
That's one thing that can kind of give you social proof to show people that you know what you're talking about. You're actually doing the work.
Yep.
So for you being out in LA this weekend, it sounds like you did a lot of networking or you try to do a lot of networking what you do. How important is that as you try to go to the next steps in your career?
Oh, networking, I feel like is super important because and see, a lot of times people think you got to network at the people at the top. Those people already have their circle. I think you got to network with the people kind of adjacent to you or the people that's kind of doing the same thing. Because in 2 or 3 years, those people are going to be the people that's doing their new hiring or getting the new campaigns or the new job. So for me, I treat everybody like they the man. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter how big or how small, like I'm having a real conversation. I'm asking to follow you. I'm asking for your contacts and stuff like that. A lot of times people just want to take a picture with people and that's kind of it instead of just kind of having like, yo, what's your email or what's a good like what I've been asking people like how do you get traction on LinkedIn? You've been using LinkedIn a little bit more. Have you been using Instagram or TikTok? Yeah, like and everybody was saying like, yo, you need to be showing your work on LinkedIn. So for me going forward, that's what I kind of want to do is like focus a little bit more on LinkedIn.
Now you do a really good job of showing the process.
We do. I get a lot of my ideas. I'm not gonna lie. I get a lot of ideas from you. You do a good job.
Like I said, the process for me is always it's showing the process, putting that framework out
Yep.
to show people that it's possible, right?
Right.
What are some of your failures that you
Oh,
because we all have failures, right?
I,
And for me, I've lost gigs because of like equipment issues, not answering emails
I'm
on time, all time.
Yep.
And how do you overcome those failures that you've had? I'm sure you've missed pain or spilled pain or had to redo a court before. So how do you just be able to take that, eat that, and then just go to the next step?
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie because I'm so like competitive. I hate losing more than I like winning. So anytime something doesn't go my way, I feel like it gets me down 10 times more than the average person because I like build everything up mentally in my mind before it happens. So if for instance, like we was doing a collaboration last year with a beer company, it didn't happen. And I spent so much time like designing, working on that, doing a short film, like all these ideas, and it did not for it to happen. So like for me, I get upset because I don't know how to like be like, oh, it's gonna be all right. So it does take me a little bit of time. And then, once I get over it, I'm over it. But for the most part, I do kind of struggle with that.
I do too. It's like
Hard.
you gotta just dust it off and get up and just keep working, like keep following the dream.
You know what helps too though is when another project comes up. So then you can put that energy into another project and stuff like that. But real quick, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
We worked on a couple projects together over the years. So we've been to Atlanta a couple times. We've been to Jamaica. We've been to Denver, USA basketball. Out of all the projects that we worked on so far, what's been your favorite project and what's like a piece of the content that made it be your favorite?
Well, I think for sure it was going out to Denver to see USA basketball headquarters. Just be able to be in Olympic City and go to the headquarters and see all the trophies and the banners and being there, looking at all the shoes. It's just, for me, the Olympics were just such a strong thing back in the day, right? The dream team and watching that, it was just ingrained in me. So to be there, be able to film content for USA basketball. And when you think about basketball in general, that's the gold standard, literally the gold standard. So for me, it had to be the USA basketball. And when we went to Denver, now we've done a couple of jobs for them, satellite jobs, right?
Yeah.
But for me, being in the city in Denver and being in that facility is just, it was golden.
What about what's a takeaway from Jamaica? Jamaica was special to me in a different reason, just because like I played basketball my whole life. I love the game. I don't know if I have enough power to play basketball barefooted. We seen a lot of kids over there with like no socks, no shoes, 100 degrees, still outside playing basketball.
For me, Jamaica was an eye-opening experience, like you just said, like how kids in poverty are still happy, just enjoying anything that they got,
Yep.
let alone like basketballs and shoes, like having food to eat, having like fresh water, you know what I mean? Like, so going to Jamaica, seeing that, and for me, creatively, it was the colors. The colors of Jamaica were just beautiful, from the architecture to the way the water is different, the sky is different. Like the colors are all just different. The sun sets differently.
Sunset is crazy.
Right. So for me, the colors creatively, and why, like you said, seeing the joy in kids' faces when you would pass them or they would make a shot or somebody would give them a free t-shirt or anything. It's just the gratitude, I would say, the gratitude on their faces would mix with the colors. Oh, it was a dream.
Yeah, man. I think we did some incredible projects together, man. We got to do Slam. If we just drop the names that we work with Slam, USA Basketball, Jamaica, USA Basketball again for the foundation. What am I missing? Shit, for the
Yeah. MLA, NBA.
NBA. Like, bro, that's a
That's NBA.
like except for we forgot that we did a project that was on NBA TV.
And it's in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, like less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years.
And we just getting started. Like now, like I really feel like I know we say this a lot, but I really feel like the people I have around me can do incredible things. And I don't get those opportunities without having you guys say, yo, Hawk, I got you. Cause I don't know the technical part. Like I let y'all do your thing. I don't never like try to tell y'all what to do. Whatever y'all say we're gonna do, I believe y'all and I get out the way. So
Where can people reach out and find some of the work that you've done or created for these amazing brands?
yeah, I'm really super active on IG, probably way too much. I haven't figured out TikTok, but my IG is Coach Hawkins UMES. I'm never gonna change my handle because I work so hard to get to a Division I job. Bro, I was sleeping in the gym. I was driving 4 and 5 hours. I'm not changing my handle. So Coach Hawkins UMES, and then on LinkedIn, I'm really gonna be active this year on LinkedIn and just Shelton Hawkins. So yeah, man, I appreciate the support. Thank you for letting me come on and be a host. Thank you for always sharing the knowledge and always being a good person, man. You really dope. I feel like you don't get enough flowers, but I just
I'm
want
supposed to be interviewing you.
on that.
Well, you keep going. You keep going. Well, now, guys, episode 1. You can find him, Shelton Hawkins, Coach Hawkins. All the things will be below. Link, like, subscribe,
Catch y'all next time.
share it. Boom.
Peace.
Framework.